My friends, hello again. How you doing? Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Been a few months since we've gotten some substantial information about that game, don't you think? We're probably due for something and say, I don't know, maybe like next month. This isn't really the typical talking head video I would make discussing some theory of something that might happen next month. I guess I've done that before. It's mostly just a gut feeling. There's a couple of reasons to believe, and I'll jump into that in a second. But what is next month? December 10th is the Game Awards, hosted by Geoff Nightly. It's Jeff Keighley, I know. If you remember, we streamed that event last December. It was a great time. I hope to see you there again. We'll be streaming it again here on YouTube. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave a like, also leave a comment while you're at it. That is happening December 10th this year. That's in just a couple of weeks, I believe. Now, it is the Game Awards, not the game announcements. However, really 60% of it is mostly announcements. I mean, last year, that's when they showed off and announced the Xbox Series X. It's kind of a big deal. It's like a second E3. It's like a mid-year E3 kind of. So there's some pretty big, substantial announcements that happen at this show. There's a lot of stuff. Geoff Nightly has been teasing. I'm sorry. Jeff Keighley's been teasing a lot of really cool things that he's excited about for this show. I just really believe that the Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is going to be there, probably with a new trailer, and most likely with a release date. I really feel it. I really feel it. Now, I want to be absolutely clear. I could be completely wrong. Please do not hate me if I am wrong. There's absolute good chance nothing will happen with Ratchet and Clank at the Game Awards. I just believe there's a pretty strong chance. And if there's not, it'll be within a month or two. I'm fairly certain. It's just this is the only big event happening in the next few months, as far as I know, where there would be a big announcement for this big game that Sony and PlayStation is really hyping up. I mean, for crying out loud, they made it the freaking thumbnail for the PS5 launch trailer. This is like the poster child for the SSD, which is kind of the poster child feature of the PlayStation, which I have right here. We've been playing that on Twitch live regularly. Link in the description, twitch.tv/nickasol. So I just want to be clear, this is not a video saying get hyped, December 10th. We're gonna have new Ratchet and Clank news. This is just hey, you know what? I just want to keep you all in the loop that I really believe that next month we might actually see a new launch, or a new trailer and release date. There's a good chance. So subscribe, ring the bell, so we can be there for that live stream and be hyped about it again. There was a great turnout last year. I'd hope to top that this year. If you want to be there, I'd love to see you there. But now, why do I believe that will be the case? Well, it just makes sense. See, listen. If you haven't seen, recently in that launch trailer that I just had mentioned a moment ago, there in the subtext somewhere in there was a part that said Returnal, Gran Turismo 7, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is expected the first half of 2021, which does fall in line with Insomniac previously stating at Gamescom that they do expect for it to be a launch window title, which is in the next 6 months from now. So, I mean, saying the first half of 2021 just gives them a couple 2 months of leeway, really, a month and a half. So I would say by the end of May, again, around my birthday, May 23rd. So the release is slowly getting closer and closer. We know it's just happening in just a few short months, no more than 6-7 months. Okay, 7 months sounds like a long time, I guess, but but I don't know. That's enough time to announce the release date, right? That makes sense, right? If you within 6 months announce the release date, hey, get hyped. In a few months, you're experiencing the new Ratchet and Clank and potential ray tracing or 60 FPS. You have to pick, and I hate that. But 60 FPS seems to be way better, at least in Miles Morales. Oh my god, it's so good. So Miles Morales, that just came out with the PS5, which again, I just have acquired, and it's quite great. That just came out as a launch title for the PS5. Insomniac on their Twitter has been hyping this game up for the past month straight, non-stop Miles Morales coverage everywhere. At least all of this month, they've just been going all that. Hardly any Ratchet and Clank talk as they were. It was pretty balanced between Ratchet and Spider-Man. After Gamescom, they were kind of talking about both of those. Really, after the announcement of both of them, they were talking about both of them. And then after Gamescom, they were mostly just talking about Ratchet and Clank, and then they were talking about Ratchet and Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man was getting closer, so they just started talking about just Spider-Man. Now Spider-Man is here, and it's reviewing great. It's a fantastic game. Oh my god, get it. But the game is out now, and just 3-4 weeks is the Game Awards. That's enough time for them to keep, pushing this game. Hey, go buy Miles Morales. It's a fantastic game. And then in a month, we're gonna have a release date for our other title that we're popping out in just a couple short months, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and they'll start pushing that game alongside mostly, or alongside Miles. I don't know, whatever. Marketing. To me, the timeline just kind of matches up if they were going to announce a release date and just like a new trailer in general or something. It makes sense. So I'm actually looking at it here. So we got the Spider-Man announcement 5 months ago with that whole huge PlayStation event right before they announced Ratchet and Clank as well. That was 5 months ago, mid-June, right? Not until 4 months later where they showed it again at that last event in mid-September, so 2 months before its release, which I believe is when they announced the officially that it was going to be a launch title. So that was only 2 months in advance, right? Miles Morales is a shorter game. I haven't beaten it yet, but I think I'm already halfway through it, and I only played for like 7 hours today. Not even like halfway beat it, but like halfway 100%ed it. I'm like 45% done with the game already. And again, Sony seems to really believe in this, and it seems to be a big kind of system, kind of show-off-y game, right? I think they're gonna push it pretty well. I could see them announcing it maybe a little more in advance than they did with Spider-Man. Have one more trailer or gameplay trailer or something with the official release date, perhaps. And then I don't think we really saw anything about Spider-Man again until a month ago, when they just got into like the big press release of everything, and it got really hyped up and everything. So we're definitely not at that stage yet for Rift Apart. But I do feel a release date is imminent. But I don't, maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe it's way too soon. I could be wrong. I'm just putting that out there. And I want to be clear, the Game Awards, they announce like a lot of dates, and next gen just is rolling around right now. There's probably a lot of games that are going to get announcements that are next gen at the Game Awards right now, next month. Like especially in that first, just next year in general, but definitely like in the first half of next year probably. Like Returnal and Gran Turismo 7 that were both confirmed to be the first half of next year. Those will both probably get release dates too. I'm not just saying this because it makes sense for Ratchet. I'm saying this because it just makes sense for a lot of games, and Ratchet just happens to fall into that window of games that makes sense to get announcements right now. I feel like they've just been holding on to a lot of things for the Game Awards because it's like the perfect time to announce a lot of big things all at once. It's, again, like second E3. But again, I could be totally wrong. Just please keep that in mind. Even though I have a fantastic track record, it could end at any moment, so just, you know. Again, subscribe, ring the bell if you want to watch that with me. That would be pretty poggers.
It'd be a pretty epic gamer moment.
And then we know exactly how much time we have left to finish the URCP. Oh my god. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is that too soon? Does that seem likely? Let me know what you think. But as somebody that has been playing the PlayStation 5 and using that incredible DualSense the past few days, oh my god, I know exactly, like, I can feel now I understand. Now I understand. It really feels like Ratchet and Clank is the type of game that you want to be playing on that DualSense controller with the haptics and the oh, I love the triggers. Oh, I love it so much. Ratchet and Clank is going to be the perfect game for that. Also, you know what? Leave in the comments below. Do you want me to play with ray tracing on, with the, you know, reflections and the real like sunlight, you know, good lighting, or do you want me to play in 60 frames per second? Because you have to pick. They're both in 4K. But I think the 60 frames 4K is like, it's like temporal injection 4K, which I don't know what that means. It's like fake 4K. I don't really know. It still looks great, and I don't have a 4K monitor anyways. I'm not going to capture it in 4K anyways. Sorry, that's going to be huge files. Maybe one day if I get a better monitor before then. But let me know what you think. Subscribe, ring that bell, be there for that live stream, and all my other regular live streams that I do on Twitch. We're doing PS5 stuff all the time. We're doing Ratchet and Clank. In between that, we're doing whatever else ever, sometimes, whenever. I don't, just follow Twitch. At least leave that follow in case you want to catch the Ratchet and Clank stuff when that happens, so you'll be aware when that happens. Be a part of history. Hope to see you all there. Thank you so much for your time. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Peace.